Game ain't over. The sun is shining. And it ain't over.
You wanted the best, you got the best from my home studio on Long Island, New York. Welcome to Ian Scotto Rocks. I am your host, Ian Scotto, and today we're going to be bringing you some unfortunately devastating news involving an icon of the Sunset Strip, Taime Downe, of course, Faster Pussycat, one of my favorite bands who I actually just saw over the New Year's weekend in LA. But this is absolutely devastating because Taime's fiancée, Kimberly Burch, was on a 80s themed cruise with Taime where Faster Pussycat was performing and has been confirmed dead. Search and rescue crews confirmed that she was dead. This was first reported on TMZ. Let's get into this right here. Faster Pussycat singer's fiancée dead after falling off cruise ship. And I am going to say, not the best picture, TMZ. You could go on Kimberly Burch's Instagram or Taime's Instagram and find a lot more flattering pictures. I know this is probably from her Instagram, but it looks almost sickly, and that is not what she looked like in most of her pictures. So, not the best picture to use, guys. I know that's not like there's bigger things to worry about, but I'm just saying. Tragedy has struck an 80s-themed Royal Caribbean cruise. The fiancé of Faster Pussycat's lead singer has died after going overboard, though her body remains missing, TMZ has learned. Kimberly Burch, fiancé of Faster Pussycat frontman Taime Downe, fell to her death shortly after a heated argument with him aboard the ship, according to Kimberly's mother. All right, there's a better picture of her, of what she usually looked like with the cute dog right there. Carnell Burch tells TMZ Taime called her on Monday to deliver the heartbreaking news. It's still unclear whether Kimberly jumped or accidentally fell from the ship, but Carnell is confident Kimberly wouldn't purposely hurt herself. I actually heard this news on Monday as well, but it wasn't verified who this was, and I heard that it was involving a family member of a band, but when I woke up today to see that it involved Faster Pussycat and also someone who Taime regularly posts pictures with and seemed like it was a tremendous relationship, man. It's just, it affects you more when it's someone whose music you live on. You know, I listen to Faster Pussycat all the time. I love their stuff, and I watch all of Taime's interviews as well. So I feel a connection there, even though he's like a guy I've never been fortunate enough to really meet or speak to. Carnell says Kimberly had been drinking on the cruise, something that was out of character for her. I don't know if she was sober. I know that Taime's been sober for around, I think it's about 7 or 8 years. And I've even spoken about that in a previous video, how Taime's performances have gotten so much better since he's been sober. Years back, it was just Taime up there kind of chain smoking and not moving around much. And he just seems to be in such a great place. So this is devastating. All right, let's keep going here. She adds Kimberly wasn't dealing with any depression or emotional issues and was actually excited about the trip out of Miami. A Royal Caribbean group spokesperson tells TMZ our crew immediately launched a search and rescue effort, is working with local authorities, and we are providing support and assistance to the guest's family during this difficult time. To respect the privacy of our guest's family, we have no additional details to share. Kimberly was accompanying Taime Downe and Faster Pussycat as the band was a featured act on the 80s cruise, a nostalgia-themed trip that also featured performances from Squeeze, Adam Ant, Tiffany, and Men at Work. The incident reportedly took place on the first day of the 7-day round trip, which was set off from Miami. A U.S. Coast Guard spokesperson tells TMZ the incident happened roughly 20 miles away from Freeport, Bahamas. The Coast Guard deployed a helicopter crew and other personnel to assist the Royal Bahamas Defense Force in their search. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force later suspended search efforts. Kimberly's mother tells us she has not spoken to authorities yet, and Kimberly's family is trying to get a hold of them as they are looking to recover the body. We're told Taime and Kimberly were together for about 6 or 7 years. That's probably around the time Taime first got sober. Kim was 56, R.I.P. As I said, this is the last way anyone would ever want to go, and as we hear more details, we'll report on them if there's anything major to say. But the thing that you really feel for one, whether this was an argument or whatever, I'm sure it wasn't intentional or anything like that from what we're reading. It seems more accidental or self-inflicted, maybe. And I don't want to speculate any further than that. But the thing I feel for Taime is that this is a guy who's really been doing an awesome job on the road sober and giving great performances and really stepping up his game, and just seems more lucid during interviews and things like that. So he just seems to be on the right track. From the performance I saw right before New Year's, he had a huge smile on his face, seems to love doing what he's doing with the band, and I would hate to see this take him off track of his sobriety. So that's a major concern. I was even texting with a personal friend of Taime's who is a friend of mine, Gary Brugman, a former Border Patrol agent, and I think he's worried for his friend as well. So we'll learn more, and I'm sure this just, man, for a guy whose life was heading on the right track, I'm sure this is absolutely devastating, and devastating, of course, for the family of Kimberly. So rest in peace, Kimberly Burch. And I don't know what more to say about this. Very tragic news. And we always try to report on what's happening in rock, even if it's unfortunate like this, right here on the channel on Ian Scotto Rocks. More stuff coming your way.